So I'm writing a paper on the cultural aspects of a TV show. The TV show I chose for this was South Park, and what I discussed in the paper was how harsh of a show it is compared to other TV shows in terms of the language and how they portray different politics. For example, they use a lot of key figures in their shows. For example, they have guest stars, and a lot of the times they'll take an opinion on it and make fun of another part of the argument. So for this paper, the first place I normally look for is the basic information. So I'll just search South Park into Google and normally go between the top five or so sources to just get general information. So I think for this paper I went to the Internet Movie Database, and I chose this link because I know it's a pretty good source that my teacher said it was a good source to use, so I mainly based it off of that, but I also know that it's a good database in general. And so I'll go to the website and then just go through the whole page, taking characters, the actors, the creators of the TV show, how long the TV show ran for, the genres, animation and comedy, and the general synopsis of what the TV show's about. And that's pretty much it, at least for that website. And then I saved this information because it's the general information that we needed to put in our essay for like the first paragraph. So I located this information. I just copy and paste the URL, put it on the Word document I'm using for the essay just at the bottom for the works cited, but I'll end up putting it in the correct format later. And I keep up with my sources because it's a good idea. Don't want to lose it. So I guess I'll just go. I normally go through like two or three sources for one specific aspect of the essay. Especially for just the introduction, you don't need that many sources, but depends on what type of paper you're writing. So I normally go to Wikipedia for any paper, no matter what the teacher says, but I don't actually cite it. And then, so yeah, I go to Wikipedia, normally just use that box on the right side that has the main information, because that's the only information I'm looking for right now. And I basically get the same things I was looking for on the Internet Movie Database, but I'm just double checking it to see if it's actually accurate, because, well, I try to compare the two sources and see if they match up, and then sometimes I'll go to a third website to see if those match up too. And I chose Wikipedia because I've just been using it since I was a kid, and I know most of the time it's accurate. So, and then I save that too. Well, I don't save it, but yeah, I don't put it on my paper, but I just know it's a good source. So then, for the actual cultural aspect of the essay, I use search terms like South Park, language, and well, I actually started my search for this essay using Discover, Georgia Southern. And I'm using this because my teacher said that it's a really good thing to use because you can use advanced search to narrow it down and faculty recommended us to use this website. So I just searched South Park language on Discover at Georgia Southern. And then I limit it by doing a full text and a scholarly peer review journal. And then the top link is Contentious Language, South Park, and the Transformation of Meaning. I remember using this for my actual essay. And I chose this link because it was the number one thing. And it seemed like it was related to my essay by, it said contentious language in the title, and I know that we'll have some good things that could help me with my essay. So I clicked on it. And then it's a pretty long, it's a lot of pages to go through, so I only went through like the first 3 pages or so, but it ended up being a good link that I used a few lines from in my essays and cited it. And then I saved the source in my Word document. So then for the rest of my cultural information of the essay for my main body paragraphs, I just went through more of these articles with the same search result. I went through like 2 or 3, and then I switched the search terms because you want to have different things to search for. So I think I might put South Park politics for my next search. It doesn't seem like it has that many good titles compared to my last search. I actually don't remember searching this for my actual essay. So if I don't really see any titles that doesn't have something that seems like it would be related to my essay, then I just don't really click on it. And in general, this search doesn't really seem like it's that good of a search, so I might just go on to the next search. So I normally start every search with South Park because it's obviously going to have to do with that. And I'm just trying to think of what other, because I had 2 cultural aspects in my essay, but I can't remember exactly what I had searched for my actual essay. I tried searching South Park cameo for actors, for major actors that come into the show sometimes, because I talked about that in my essay, but couldn't find anything off of that search. So Discover is actually pretty limited sometimes, even though it has good, reliable sources, but I still mainly use Google compared to Discover, so I'll go back to Google for now. And I'll search the same thing I just searched in Discover to see if there's something. So there's a list of guest stars, South Park. That wouldn't be that helpful. But then there's an article on here about a star that's gonna air on the next show, so I guess you could use information on that. But for my essay, I'd rather focus on ones in the past and the things that were discussed in that episode. Oh yeah, so I searched South Park Jennifer Aniston because that's who I used in my essay. And it's about the episode Rainforest, Main Forest. And mm, so this episode was about um, it was about gays and straights and advocating for legalizing marriage and things like that. So I think I used this because the creators of the show try to support some aspects in real life that are being talked about in politics, and they were trying to support gay marriage. So that's the episode I used, one of the episodes I used in my essay to talk about different cultural aspects that are happening in government arguments right now, and how this TV show uses this argument and shows their side of what they think about it. I think I used Wikipedia for that and IMDb just because both of them have good information about the episode. The only thing I used from the websites on this search was what the episode was and who the actor was and what the show is about. So for my next search, I'll use harsh language instead of just language to try to specify specifically on the bad language that South Park uses. So there's a history of controversy, a YouTube link, another YouTube link. There's not that many articles about what I searched, so I'm gonna change it. So I searched South Park contentious language, and it's the top link is the same link that I found on the Discover Georgia Southern thing search. And then the other ones are nothing really. So I guess contentious language was too specific of a search. I'll try South Park politics on Google search. There's a link on the Huffington Post, and I chose this link because it shows the author when it was published, and the website has a publisher. The article has a title, so you can use all this information to cite. So it seems pretty reliable, except I don't know if it's peer reviewed or not. But the title is Matt Stone and Trey Parker are not your political allies, which is those are the creators of the show. So I guess this article are talking about how if they choose a political argument, they may go against it. So I mean, this could be used for my essay because I talk about how they sometimes side with an argument, but sometimes they go against it. They just like to include arguments in general so that they can show their opinion.